Hey everyone, I hope you're well and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, you may be wondering, Millie, why have you got half your makeup on? And if you've read the title, you'll know that today I'm going to be showing you my perfect base. How I create the perfect base, how I make it flawless. This makeup I've been doing, like the base makeup recently, makes me look like I've got a filter on my face. So I'm going to show you exactly how I get there, what products I use, how I put everything on my face. So yeah, I've already done my eye makeup. By the way, this is literally just Hoola bronzer on my eyes with I created like a brown wing and mascara, if you're wondering. And the eyebrow product I used is the Benefit Foolproof Brow Powder. Anyway, I'm going to zoom you in now so I can show you literally up close of my skin. And then I'm going to show you exactly how I create that filter. Going to put on two primers today. So the primers I've been loving, if you guys watched my last video you would have seen this one, but this is the Figs and Rouge Blur and Primer Satin Soft. No silicone. If you don't like silicone, I don't like silicone. It says it's supposed to make your skin matte. I don't think so, but I like it nonetheless. And also the ELF Putty Primer, again insane. I like to use this one just in my T-zone because I find that it works better. I feel like the other one's a lot more hydrating. This one is still very hydrating if you're not a fan of like what do you call it, mattifying primers, but my nose ring just got stuck. Yeah, very hydrating still, but not, it doesn't make me oily is what I'm trying to say. I just put this in my T-zone, as I've already said. I just put it on my lip, but yeah, just in my T-zone, just to keep that looking as smooth as possible. I don't know if you can see where that's done, but it's incredible. And then the Figs and Rouge one. This is called Ultra Prime, by the way. But as you can see, it's like a gel consistency. As you can see, it's made my hands wet. But I can't seem to understand how they can say this product is mattifying in any way, shape or form. Now, I don't know if I don't leave it on long enough, as in, like, before I do makeup, I don't let it set enough. Maybe it sets down matte, but I don't think it makes my skin matte whatsoever. Like, should I wait a minute? Let's wait a minute. Let's see if it makes my skin matte. I'll be back. Okay, now I've let that set into my skin, I can kind of see it. I'm still glowy, but I don't know, it feels not powdery, but my skin does feel very, oh, tacky actually. But it doesn't feel as glowy as it normally would, so maybe I did over exaggerate there. But it doesn't make any of my foundations sit matte, so if you're worried about that, don't worry, because it doesn't turn any of my foundations matte. If anything, it just keeps them on longer, but it doesn't make them matte. The next product for my perfect base is going to come as no surprise to any of you if you've seen any of my previous videos. This is the much loved, as you can see, Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I use the shade Free, which is Fair Pale. I don't think their shading is correct because, I mean, I'm pale and this is dark, but that's because I tan and sunbeds and fake tan. I'm actually going to fake tan tonight. I've had enough of having to drive to the sunbed shop because I have to pay for parking and I don't really have time for it, to be honest. I'd rather just fake tan tonight at home. This stuff though, absolutely incredible. If you haven't tried it, please do. It's on the pricier side, I'm not gonna lie, but is it worth it? 100% absolutely. It makes my skin look like skin. Now that might sound a bit weird, but a lot of foundations cake up your skin to the absolute max and make it look like you've got foundation on. Obviously you can still tell I've got foundation on with this, but my skin doesn't look like I've got foundation on. I don't really know how to explain it, but it gives you the nicest glow, like the healthiest like skin looking glow you've ever seen in your life. And yeah, insane product. I know, is it Collection? I'm pretty sure Collection have a dupe, and ELF. They're both meant to be really, really good. I just haven't tried them because I still have this one. But I would really like to try them because obviously it's a pretty pricey product. It's £36, I believe, don't quote me on that. And ELF and Collection are obviously a lot cheaper. So I can imagine that being a favourite if it's as good as this. This, by the way, you can wear underneath makeup, on top, or just as like a highlighter. I do like to use it on its own and also with a foundation if I want more like full coverage glam. But for today, this is just not even so much natural, it just makes my skin look incredible. Like, I don't even need to say anything, it speaks for itself. The concealer I've been loving at the minute, and it just gives me a nice amount of coverage, hides all these dark circles underneath my eyes, is the Chanel Le Corrector de Chanel. This is in the shade 20 Beige. And I literally just put this under my eyes like normal, on my chin as normal, a little bit down my nose as normal, and on my forehead as normal. And then I put a little bit around my nose, and then I draw a line like this. Trust the process. And I put that right into the inner corner of my eye. I don't know if you can see that very well, but right in there. I'm then going to let that sit, just to get maximum coverage payout. I'm going to let that sit for, say, 30 seconds, a minute. Not too long, because I don't want it to dry down too much. Now I'm going to take my beauty blender, and I start off with the centre of my face. Do you know what, I just realised I haven't put the line on the other side. I start off with the centre of my face, just because I'm not too worried about coverage there. It purely is just for highlighting. Anywhere I want coverage, I leave the concealer for the longest amount of time. So I then start with these bits. It might look crazy, but just wait until we powder and add contour, blush, the lot. And then I start down here, and I drag it kind of towards my nose a bit more, and across like literally this much of my cheek, really not that much, just to again brighten and lift the face. And I tap this out, and where I've made that wing, I keep it as high as possible. Again, this will help to lift the face. I mean, look at the difference that makes. And then to make that pop even more, make it even more flawless underneath my eyes, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible More Than Concealer. This is in the shade 322 Ivory. I've really not got much of this left, I really need to buy a new one. But I'm just placing that in the centre of my eye, but underneath. This just, again, helps to lift the face, adds more coverage, and just brightens your whole under eye. And then again, tapping it out. I'm not too worried about keeping it central, but I want the most of the product to be in the centre of my eye. Just like that. Making sure to go right up to that lash line. I don't want any gaps where you can see my skin and not the concealer, if that makes any sense. See how keeping it near the wing just completely lifts your eyes? And also applying two concealers means that you kind of get both the coverage and the brightness. I mean, the Chanel one does brighten, but just a tad bit more. I'm then going to use my beloved My Perfect Colour Foundation and Contour Stick from Primark. It's in the shade Chai. I love this. I don't think I can rave about it enough. Get your hands on it if you can. It's incredible. I'm just putting that in all my normal places. So I kind of make a horseshoe shape and then do a circle, and then my forehead and my cheeks. I'm then going to take this brush here. I don't know where this is from, but it's a really nice contour brush. And I just start tapping. I don't drag unless I need to. Now this, it blends out effortlessly, as you can see. But I start pushing up, not necessarily dragging, but kind of tapping and pulling, if that, just so I don't take it too far down, because I hate when contour comes too low down, and bronzer as well. I just don't think it suits my face. It makes my face look very round, and it's just not the look I'm going for. I also recently keep this part of my forehead clear of like bronzer and creams and stuff like that, just because, I don't know, I feel like again it makes your face look brighter and more lifted, and anything I can do that's going to do that to my face, I'm going to do it. I mean, the colour of that and how effortlessly it blends out, £2.50, you can't go wrong. If you see it, don't think I'll buy it next time, because it's not going to be there, so buy it if you can. Yeah, it's not going to be there next time. Sorry to break it to you. I'm then going to take a smaller brush and just contour my nose. I kind of blend the sides, but I blend it right up to the corner of my eye, like underneath the front bit of my brow. Again, creates lift, also connects your contours. It doesn't look fake, doesn't look like you've drawn it on. But yeah, right up into underneath the brow, like here. And I blend any edges out underneath my nose, but I really make sure that this bit's connected, because it makes all the difference. You wouldn't think it, but since I've started doing it, it does make all the difference. The cream blush I'm going to use is the Iconic London Power Pink. This is like a sheer, what do they call it? Sheer blush, yeah. And I'm just going to put that on the back of my hand. Very pigmented, still sheer, but pigmented. So I like to put it on the back of my hand first, because I don't want to mess the makeup look up, yeah. So I just start tapping it on the back of my hand just to distribute the product properly. Then I start tapping it on my cheeks, and if I want more product, I'll add it, because you can't really take away product. It just doesn't work. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful product. Looks crazy in that's the colour of it, but incredible. I also like, for when I'm going for like a proper flawless base, made by Mitchell in a Shy Boy. I really want to try his colour that's similar to this, because it's meant to be insane. I really like that kind of like Barbie pink blush. And yeah, I really like to try that. But can you see the sheen that gives and the colour? It's just so cute. Like, it's blush, but it's not a lot. So if you're scared of blush, try this. It's incredible. It's Iconic London. Now I'm going to spray the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I haven't powdered or anything yet. This is just an extra layer just to keep my makeup intact. I love the smell of this so much, and it's such a fine mist. It doesn't make your face like wet or leave drips, because that can move makeup, but this just, yes. And then what I start to do is I start to tap everything out, just to blend everything in together and just remove any excess product that's laying on my skin, because excess product is what moves. If you have excess product on your skin, it is of course going to move, because it doesn't want to be there. It's not on your skin, it's not in your skin. So if you tap everything out, make sure you've got a nice blend, and yeah, just pick up any excess product that doesn't want to sit on your skin. The powder I've been using, I think, is what makes this look. Now, I never thought to use a pressed powder to powder under my eyes, and you know, I always use a loose powder, but I've been using the Halo Flawless powder from Benefit. I don't have a lot left. I've had this for a long time, but this makes my skin look like a filter. It looks like I've got one of them smoothing things on my face that just, yeah, I'm going to show you. I wish I had the Powder Puff. What are they called? Trigwell Cosmetics. I wish I had that, because that would make this even better. But I just load up my sponge and then tap it off on the back of my hand. Then I just start to press and kind of roll that into my skin, like underneath my eyes. Like, already you can see it's insane. Down the bridge of like the sides of my nose, and make sure to go right into that inner corner, because you put concealer there. Can you see the difference underneath my eyes? I hope so. It's just incredible. Now, I've heard a lot of good things about, what powder was it? The Maybelline Fit Me. I've never tried it personally, but that was the video. I've seen them going around, and it just made me need to try pressed powder to set my face with a beauty sponge. But just look at the difference. Oh, it's incredible. I'm not saying I don't like my loose powders, by the way. I just have been loving this recently. It is it's not translucent, so it does take away the kind of colour you can probably see on my forehead, but I'm gonna powder, bronze and blush anyway, so that doesn't really bother me. Because I've got Hoola on my eyes, I'm just going to use Hoola to bronze my face up. Anywhere I put the kind of cream bronzer, again keeping it high within that line. I love this bronzer. I mean, I think the world and its wife loves this bronzer. It's incredible, nice colour. They also have different ranges for different skin tones. So if you prefer something else, like a different shade, they think they've got caramel, they've got Hoola Light, which I have here. It's just when I don't have tan on. or when I've got tan on, it's quite nice as a powder actually. But it does, even if I have got tan on, it still does show up. I don't know, it's strange. But yeah, I like the normal Hoola, the orig. My brow is just fluffed up. Blush, I'm going to use the Vive Sunset Blush in Cherub. This, I don't know what it does to my skin. Now, it doesn't look like it's got a sheen in it in the package, but it makes my skin look like I've put highlighter on as well. And I'm here for that because I always forget to put highlight on. And that just, give it to me. I am going to put highlighter on today. I'm going to use the Vive Skin Dew. This stuff, I don't know what's in it or how it works because it doesn't lift up my powder products. It sits nicely on my skin. It makes my skin look like glass. I don't know how she made it, but hats off to Jamie Genevieve because this product works miracles. And I just put it on this part of my hand. What do you call this part? It's not the palm. Like my thumb, that part. And I tap it out with my fingers. And I also put it on my forehead. Just to add back in the glow from where I've powdered, and also, need I say any more? I don't know. It's beautiful. And then to completely set this in place, now I've got like, my skin looks like a filter. Now my skin looks like a filter. I'm going to set it in place. I'm going to use the Urban Decay All Nighter. This is probably one of the best setting sprays I've ever used. It keeps it in place, locks everything in. Oh my god, it's in my eye. Don't get it in your eye. Oh my goodness. Don't get it in your eye. Wow, my eye was closed. It just started burning. Okay. I'm going to quickly let this sit in place for a minute. I'm going to add a touch of powder, literally just around my mouth and nose, and a little bit on my forehead. I'm going to do my lips, wait for this eye to sort itself out, and then I'm going to come back. I've just zoomed you in just to show you the skin and how incredible it looks. That Skin Dew from Vive, it just makes your skin look like glass. And the powder, I don't know what it's got in it, but none of my loose powders can do this to my skin. Okay, maybe the Laura Mercier, but like, it doesn't make it look this flawless. It just doesn't. I think pressed powder is the way forward. That is all for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. These are all the products I use to create a perfect base. If you did enjoy, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button, subscribe, and I'll see you very soon in another video. Bye, guys.